Hey, what's up? It's Ben here. College can be tough. That is, figuring out how many different ways you can get creative with ramen. I'm talking about this here. Just holding it, I can already taste the shrimp. Now, in today's video, I'm not going to be telling you to fill out some online surveys or apply to those scholarships because, man, I applied to like 30 of them and I didn't get accepted to any of them. And I hate writing essays, or maybe I'm just not smart enough. So instead of spending 8 hours to do those online surveys and getting $5 back, or writing essays for scholarships that in hope that you'll get something in return, here's 14 realistic ways on how to make money as a student in college. And if you're taking online classes, this still works. This won't even interfere with your online classes. So let's get started. Number 1, meal prep for students. Students are busy and most of the time they don't have time to cook a good meal, or they just don't want to cook at all. And you don't have to be like a dietitian or like a professional or anything like that, as long as it's edible and they like it. I started out with my housemates and it was just out of the blue. So one day I was cooking and I let my housemate try some of my food, which was some baked salmon and some sauteed veggies. It was a fasting night, that's why I had salmon. He liked it and he jokingly asked if I could cook for him and he was going to pay me for it. And then it clicked. So long story short, I meal prepped for him for 5 days a week and got paid $5 a container. And they were like those Tupperware containers like this big or so. And I didn't charge him much because he was my housemate and I was also cooking for myself. Most of the cooking was all done with a rice cooker and oven anyway, so it's like super easy and simple for me to do. Number 2, help people move stuff. If you feel like you want to work out but you don't want to go to a gym or pay the price gym, you can always advertise your moving services on your college group page on Facebook. Students who are moving in before the school year might need a helping hand, or when students are moving out, they also might need a helping hand. If you have a truck, even better. You'll make even more money for hauling the furnitures, but here's a good money making opportunity if you didn't know about this. You can also partner up with U-Haul, which is a storage and moving company. You can become a mover and start your own moving business. Most likely you'll need another helper to help move stuff, but you can make anywhere between $50 to $100 per hour, plus tips. And how I found this out was because a buddy of mine told me that he needed help moving people's furniture, and I got paid out $100 for helping him out for 2 hours, and that just blew my mind. Granted, you won't always be getting work, but this depends on whether you live in a dense populated area or not, but this is a pretty good side hustle. Number 3, become a photographer, or specifically a graduation photographer. When graduation is near, a lot of people who are graduating wants to take photos. Whether it's taking solo pics or group pics, you have the opportunity to become their photographer. A friend of mine does this and she makes about $80 an hour around graduation time and gets booking like crazy. Granted, she has been doing this for a while and she's already known for that, but that doesn't mean that you can't start learning now, and then when graduation comes along, you can start posting on Facebook group pages specifically for your school or on other campuses nearby, and then let them know that you take graduation photos. But of course, do have a professional camera and not just your iPhone. Also, showcase your work on your portfolio so you get more credibility. Number 4, open a cashback credit card. In college, you're gonna have to spend money no matter what, whether it's for food, books, or entertainment, but did you know that you can earn money back while you spend on things that you need? Now, this isn't much, but it's gonna build up over time. Some credit card will give you 1.5% cash back or 2% cash back, like my Citi Double Cash credit card. Also, there are banks like Bank of America that will give you $150 or $200 sign-up bonus for using their credit card and spending money on it. Plus, it'll build up your credit score. Credit cards are great in general if you know how to use them correctly. That's why I made several videos about them. If you like, feel free to check them out. The playlist is down below. Number 5, be part of university research. Basically, you let universities experiment on you. It sounds creepy, but it's not. The tasks are simple, like completing a few surveys or doing a few physical tasks, and they'll compensate you well for it. There are multiple times where I did a survey and it took me like 10 minutes and I got paid $10 for it. And there was one time that I almost got a chance to get $250 to do a MIR scan, but a few people beat me to it. Most universities will offer these experiments/research opportunities, and not a lot of people know about them because they aren't heavily advertised. They know that they can get students easily to participate in their studies, and usually students who work for the universities as student assistants might get the insight first, and they usually go tell their friends, and their friends go tell their friends, and sooner or later they have enough participants applying for the research experiments. So the moral of the story is to be friends with student assistants or just make more friends. Number 6, consider renting a house specifically to rent out the rooms. Now, this is considered rental arbitrage, and you probably should get something in writing in the lease agreement saying that the landlord is okay with you doing this. If you get approval for that, you can also consider doing Airbnb, but of course, you have to check out if the city that you live in is considered attractive to visitors or not. Anyway, let's say that the house has 4 bedrooms and the rent is $1,500 per month, and you can rent out the master bedroom for $600 a month and the other 2 rooms for $500 a month each. You basically make the difference, that is $100, and you get to live there for free. Now, this is just an example. Part of your $100 might go into utilities, but hey, you at least get some money back and live there for free. If you don't mind having privacy, you can rent out the 4th room out and live in the living room area if you want with some foldable partition. Then you can start cash flowing passively. But that's up to you if you want to make that sacrifice. Number 7, flip items using Facebook. I want to say that most universities will have a for sale page or group page on Facebook specifically for the campus, but if for some reason they don't, go ahead on the Facebook marketplace to find local deals. But the for sale group of your university will be your best bet. During the school year, you'll see students posting stuff to sell. Sometimes you'll find deals here and there, but the most profitable time would be when school is almost over. Students who are moving out will literally mark prices super cheap, and you can even start negotiating prices with them because those are the ones that need to move out and catch a plane, so they aren't going to bring their books or furniture with them. There are times I even see free stuff being posted on there as long as you can carry the item out, and whatever you get will be your profit. Once you secure your item, you can post the item on the general Facebook marketplace or wait a couple months or so and then repost it back on the group for incoming students who might need it, or post it on an app like LetGo or OfferUp. For books, you can use an app like Book Scouter to first check if a book is worth buying and selling. It'll tell you what it's worth on the market, and if you find a good deal on the book, you can ship out your book for free and you can get paid just like that. But if you don't like to go to that route, you can always use Amazon. Number 8, become a tutor. If you're talented on one subject or more, this will be a super duper easy job for you. If you want, you can tutor online on sites like check.com or wisant.com for more flexibility. If online isn't for you and you want to actually tutor in person, you can start advertising yourself by posting on forums, college boards, or in class saying that you offer tutoring. When final comes along, people want to actually know the stuff. And if you already taken into class with the same professor, even better. Number 9, start investing. Now, this will require some money because it takes money to make money, but this is for the long term. It's something that you should consider having for the future. For starters, you can open an account with Robinhood, Webull, or TD Ameritrade to start. Do some paper trading first or do some simulated trades to get a feel for investing. Invest in an ETF if you aren't sure what to go for. It's an exchange traded fund, and basically they're a compilation of various companies. So if you were to buy an ETF, you're basically buying multiple companies all at once, but in tiny pieces. But if you do want to take this route, consider opening an account with Webull, since they give you 2 free stocks and one of them could be valued up to $1,400. I use Webull to invest myself, so if you want to check out my videos on how to set up an account with them and want to know what I invest in, feel free to check out my other videos on Webull. Number 10, become a freelancer online. Honestly, nowadays there's so much you can do online. You can become a social media consultant, content writer, video editor, photo editor, voiceover artist, and even talking to people in your own native language to those who want to learn the language can all be done online and on your own time. There are sites like Upwork and Fiverr to get started, but I recommend Upwork to get started since the atmosphere is more professional. Number 11, become a driver. This is great if you have a reliable car. If you haven't already, know there are companies out there like Uber and Lyft where you can sign up and drive people around. As a driver, you can create your own schedule and work whenever you want. From my experience, before the pandemic, if you live near a big city or live in a big city where the nightlife is popping during Friday and Saturday night between the hours of 10 p.m. and 1 a.m., you can make over $50 an hour because people are generally going or leaving from bars and clubs during those hours and they need rides. Plus, sometimes there's not a lot of drivers working those hours. When you get happy customers, they'll even give you a bigger tip. But because there's a pandemic, things changed a little. You can start delivering food or groceries so you don't have to deal with people in your car. Companies like DoorDash, Uber Eats, Postmates, Instacarts can also help you make some extra money on the side. Now, the following 3 ways might be difficult during a pandemic, but after the pandemic, these are easy money makers. Number 12, become a server. If you've already thinking about working for a fast food restaurant, might as well just become a server and wait tables. Most restaurants pay you hourly plus tips, and on top of that, you get discounted meals, which is way better than any fast food restaurants. In my opinion though, the pay is better and the food is better. I've done this, and usually restaurants want servers mostly during peak hours like lunch, dinner, and the weekends. So if you don't have evening classes and are free during the weekends, this might be a perfect opportunity for you to earn some more money and cut back on some food expenses. Number 13, become a bartender. Now this gig does have its limitation. Unfortunately, you have to be 21 or older to work with alcoholic drinks. But if you're a fan of drinking and like the idea of making different drinks for others, this might be a great gig for you. Most often, you'll probably find yourself working at night because that's when all the fun people come out and the boring people like me stay in. And oftentimes, a bartender can make way more than a server because people who go to bars and clubs have the means to do so. And when they are happy, they are most likely to give you a big tip. If you're not 21 yet, hopefully when the pandemic is over, everything will resume back to normal. Number 14, find a campus job. Campus jobs are super flexible because they understand that students have classes and they need you to study. They'll literally just ask what time you're available and you just give them your hours and bam bam. You get to work between hours to minimize your downtime. Low-key, sometimes the work you do is super duper easy and you can even do your homework while you're on the job, like a librarian assistant or working at the help desk. Most work will be paid minimum wage, but hey, you can't complain when your work is super flexible and you have consistent money coming in. So there you have it, 14 realistic ways to make money as a student in college. I know college is tough when you want to have fun, but you don't have the means for it. I've been there and done that, but in all honesty, it also comes down to saving and budgeting. And when you can do that, your finances will be in a better shape and your bank will thank you later on. So if you like this video, feel free to give it a like and maybe consider subscribing as I talk more about real estate, finance, credit cards, and other money related topics. And I'll catch y'all later.